Hey y'all. Um, I'm doing this makeup tutorial, but at the same time letting y'all know about my stroke issues. Um, but yeah, January 29th, we all had a meeting to go to. My daughter had a part in the meeting. And so last I looked, it was 5:45. She had to be there earlier to go over her talk that she had. So I was gonna do her hair at 6. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead, do my little afro puff, take 2 minutes, and then get dressed. So when she come in, we can get it together. So 5:45, did my afro puff, walking out the bathroom. That's all I remember. That was it. So I'll say she said she came in close to 6, if not 6. And she found me on the floor. And then she called for my son and Karina, my daughter-in-law. And my son went and got my husband, who was working in the backyard. So what I remember after waking up was me getting off the floor, them helping me up off the floor, and emergency crew coming through the bedroom. And so they sat me on the bed, and I was like, I saw everybody's faces, and they were all in shock. And I was like, well, what's going on? Well, what happened? So the emergency crew was like, well, it looked like you fainted. So we need to just go ahead and get you to the hospital. So they took me to the hospital. The closest one was Southwood. So they took me there. And I remember getting in the ambulance, but I don't remember getting to the hospital. So Doc came in and he said, it looks like you had a stroke. He said, we're going to run more tests, but that's what it's looking like. And he said, actually, it looked like you already had one previously, but you just didn't know. So when he was telling me all of the signs and everything, I was like, I think I know when I had that first one. Because I told everybody at the shop, I was like, I don't want to do hair anymore. It really came out the blue, and it was like strange. And so I told Jasmine, I was like, I don't know what's going on. I feel confused. I don't feel right. And so, yeah, so I think that's around the time. And then I had started stuttering. I noticed the stuttering started, um, me being confused. So, yeah, I'm thinking this was like a week before the actual mini stroke. And I told the doc, I was like, yeah, I remember that. Um, but while I was in the hospital, I noticed that I had a knot on my head and a knot on my cheek. So, yeah, I think when I fell, I hit the bedpost, and then I got up and then hit it again with my cheek. That's the only thing I can come up with. So they kept me in that hospital for a day, and then they transferred me to the regional hospital. It's a whole other name now. I just don't know it. So they did all of the other tests, and my blood pressure. My blood pressure had gone up when I first got admitted in the first one. I think it was 215, the top number. The bottom number, probably a little over 100. So, yeah, back history. I stopped taking my medications. I think after I graduated cosmetology school, I think I was 40 at the time, or close to it. Mind you, I'm almost 50. So, yeah, it's been a minute. And I stopped taking it because I felt good. I didn't feel like I needed it. But I didn't know that I needed it, and the doctor is the only one that's supposed to take me off of the medication. But yeah. So, I'll say I got out of the hospital. They released me. They didn't keep me. They kept me for a day just to, look over me. And so when I got out, like I could feel tightening in my skull. I guess it was my nerves trying to repair themselves, but my blood pressure was still like elevated. My daughter had gotten me one of the cuffs for blood pressure, and it took a minute for that medication to start working, probably like a week. My blood pressure was still up high, but it wasn't in the 200s. Um, yeah, my babies took care of me. When I say my babies, that means anybody in my household. So my babies was taking care of me. I started eating a lot though of oatmeal and cereal. I don't know where it came from, but yeah, and I was eating a lot. So I gained quite a bit of weight in a month's time that now I'm able to work off. I'm not able to do too much at this time. I'm just, like Doc said, go with the flow. So, yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. But in a month's time, I got 3 medications that I'm taking now, and probably more than likely for life. Um, but yeah, I feel totally different. I feel good. Before I thought I felt good, but that was just me thinking that I felt good. But little did I know I was having symptoms like the tingling in your arm and the confusion and the stuttering. I just thought I was getting old, and I was embracing it at this time. My eyesight was always perfect until the age of 47. Um, but now at 40, how old am I? 48 or 49? One of those. Um, like it got really bad, not knowing that was due to my health. So I was killing my eyesight from not taking medication. So it was all due to me not taking care of my health. So, but yeah, in that month's time, like I was saying, um, I had to learn to pretty much form a sentence again. Confusion was still there. Some physical, like holding a fork felt funny. Holding a spoon, I had to use one hand to fix my other hand to hold it. Um, what else? Confusion, memory, talking. It was just a lot that I had to get used to, and I thought I was gonna stay like that. And I was like, oh my goodness, I can't. How can I work? I need my hands. I need my memory to, you know, you got to mix up chemicals to do hair. So, yeah, I was like, oh, I'm really not going back to the salon now because I can't. So I was like, it's time to get on, what is it? Disability. So, I thought I was going to stay like that. Didn't know it was going to improve as time went on. So, yeah, I was being cautious. And I just started taking clients, I'll say within the last couple of weeks. But yeah, I went to the doctor, checked on my blood work. She said everything was good. Nothing was like made her concerned. My blood pressure is at the right numbers now. Yeah, thyroid is good. So everything numbers wise is good. So she was like, you can start back driving because I didn't know that I wasn't supposed to drive until like after a month of me having the stroke, until I read up on it. And then I think I remember the doctor saying no driving before I left the hospital, but I wasn't for sure because I was forgetting. Like some of y'all I talked to, and I don't even remember talking to y'all. So, um, but yeah, very, it's a very serious situation that the strong ones tend to ignore themselves. They keep an eye on everybody else, but ignore themselves. And I was that person. I ignored all the signs. Every last one of them. And didn't know I was ignoring them. I was just like, okay, you got to deal with this now. Okay, you got to deal with that now. No, basically my body was screaming for help. So, yeah, before this video ends, I did fix that brow because it's kind of thick. Well, it was thicker than the other one. On the, I think, left or right side, it was a little, like, the color wasn't right. So I fixed that off camera. What else I fixed? That lash. Oh my goodness, y'all know. That lash got fixed. So, and I haven't done a full face in a year, maybe. A year. I'll do something to my eyes and throw something on my face, but it was never a full face within like a year. So I need more practice, that I will do, and I'll try and record it. I usually like being at the salon when I do it because the lighting was off at the house. So, but yeah, that's my stroke story, y'all. Take care of yourself. And my babies, they took care of me. Especially Bree. You know she a vet tech and all. So, yeah, she know all that stuff. All right, talk to y'all later.